Hello, it's Wednesday and we are back with another video. What are we doing today?
So the South African National Defence Forces, they are in a conflict, but it could
Yes.
potentially be escalating to a full-scale war.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, let's just check out this clip first, and then you tell me what you think.
Okay, this is a very hectic situation which involves South Africa. The president of Rwanda has lashed out at Cyril Ramaphosa and the South African government and has essentially threatened them with armed retaliation if necessary. This is happening because of South Africa's involvement in a war in Congo. 13 South African soldiers have died in conflict in recent weeks, and Ramaphosa blamed the Rwandan forces for this in a statement on X yesterday. In response, the president of Rwanda released a statement of his own accusing Ramaphosa of lying and distorting the facts. South Africa say they are calling for a ceasefire and for peace, but the president of Rwanda said that South Africa are in no position to do so. Part of the Rwanda president's statement reads, if South Africa prefers confrontation, Rwanda would deal with the matter in that context any day. This is very hectic, and the war South Africa are involved in has just gotten much more tense. South Africa say they are involved in this war to align with the United Nations Charter and resolutions, and that they have a duty to help maintain peace in Africa.
So what are your thoughts on all of that?
One I can say is we are kind of way in over our heads in terms of the actual, the conflict itself, right? But also to a certain degree, I understand why South Africa decided to step in, because someone had to step in.
So South Africa state that the South African soldiers are there because they have a duty to the United Nations treaty that they signed.
Yeah.
So there's a peacekeeping mission, or there's a peacekeeping force of the United Nations that's currently the DRC.
Yes.
And South Africa sent some troops to assist them.
Yeah.
Keep the peace.
Keep the peace.
And then there's another mission, I think by South Africa directly to Congo. I think it's a mission to Congo to keep the peace as well. So there's like two missions happening there.
Yes.
And there's South African troops deployed to both missions. But they're solely there to keep the peace.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because there's a civil war going on, the Minister of Defense stated that South Africa were just caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
And people died.
Unfortunately for us, when we were at Goma, your DRC forces were fighting Rwandan forces over our heads. That's where we lost the 3 people. So we had to quickly communicate with M23 to say, we're not part of the battle, so don't fight over our heads. And indeed, that's why then we agreed with them that we'll host a white flag to say, we're not part of the battle, we don't want to be dragged into it.
Because so many soldiers died, about 13 of them, this caused a stir in South Africa, and people wanted answers. Why are soldiers being killed like this? Why they're not being fought?
Because now they are left to fight alone. Some people on the ground were actually saying that the actual South African soldiers were saying that the soldiers of the DRC ran away at some point for like days and left them to fight with the M23, and that's why now they are the face of the fighting for the DRC. So it's like the people that are attacking the M23 are South African soldiers. So it's like now they've joined the war, basically. They're not at a point now of like being the peacekeepers and mediators and whatever. They are actively fighting back. And of which I get it at this point, maybe it's them defending themselves, because you're not going to sit there while you're being attacked, And then these ones that you're so-called protecting have ran basically for their lives. And now you are the ones left there, and you are now the face of the problem. And already they're being irritated by that now the Rwandan president involving himself is obviously also irritated. That's why I'm saying he's got too much sentiment towards this thing going on, this thing brewing. And basically, for him, it's like, even though he doesn't say it with his mouth, it's almost like Rwanda versus Congo. The M23, even though Rwanda is like, we have nothing to do with this rebel group. And for me, I feel like there's some hidden agenda by him, because he wants to have control in matters of the DRC. He wants to have control of matters there that don't concern him. Hence, he's so invested in the thing. And one would even speculate that these M23 are somewhat Rwandan spy-like people. You know what I'm saying? Hence, he's so invested in the thing.
So the main question South Africans are asking is that why are South African soldiers involved in this stuff? There's an audit being done saying that it's costing South Africa about 500 million USD a year to have the troops out there in the DRC. So spending so much money just to go keep the peace, that's
what I'm saying. Like, it tells me that also our president has his own hidden interests in this situation, that it's not about that peacekeeping situation or him trying to stop the problem there. He has his own interests that he knows he has within the DRC, and that's why it's now gotten to a point where our soldiers are actually actively fighting these people. What are the M23 doing? They are illegal. They do illegal mining. They do a lot of those things, and of which we know that's a huge business there in the DRC, right? So now we know our people are being caught in a mafia war now.
So people are speculating that there's obviously ulterior motives here.
Yes.
Because it's the cost is too high just to have South African troops deployed there, just to save the peace. When there's other alternatives, when there's more diplomatic routes to go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, people are speculating that Cyril and maybe like his handlers or the white monopoly capital have an interest in the DRC because the DRC has a whole lot of minerals there. Either way, it seems like things have kind of escalated a bit because both presidents have had a war on words on Twitter, which is quite strange. But because this is the new age, and I think this is inspired by the likes of both Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is on Twitter a lot, so instead of like having like a press meeting and all that, he'll just tweet out stuff. He'll just tweet out stuff. Well, Cyril tweeted to the response of what is happening in DRC. The Rwandan president responded on Twitter as well, saying that Cyril's a liar and all those.
He's not being truthful about what's happening.
Damning accusations and so on and so forth as to threatening Cyril.
I don't think that he's lying about saying that Cyril's twisting the truth. But why is Cyril twisting the truth about what's going on?
What people want, so there's two camps now. Because Rwanda threatened South Africa to say that we can fight.
Yeah.
If the need arises, we can fight. So there's some South Africans saying that, okay, fine, let's go fight. And then there are some that are saying, no,
this is not our
let's find a more diplomatic way to handle this because we don't want more casualties. We don't want more soldiers dying, basically for nothing.
But also, I feel like this is weird because one thing, I know that Rwanda is having this confidence because they're confident about some backing. Not because they're thinking about their own personal, military force. I feel like obviously they have big Western, let me say, backers.
Some people are saying that because
I mean, it only makes sense.
As much as the media likes to portray SANDF as weak and unable to defend South Africa, SANDF is actually quite capable and is actually one of the best armies on the continent. Like top 3 best armies on the continent in terms of like personnel, in terms of like technology, in terms of like warfare.
So for you to wage war against that, would be quite obvious.
So people are speculating that because Rwanda seemingly is not afraid of South Africa and fighting them.
Absolutely.
There seems to be, they might have a potential funder or backer.
And we know that we've got enemies now slowly in the West. We know the West, we don't have very much best friends there.
Yeah, but anyway, for me personally, I do not want to see any more soldiers dying for no reason. So
nor do I want to see a war.
Yeah, I don't want to see an unnecessary war, especially a war that we're not even supposed to be in. We're not even supposed to be in this war.
Next thing we'll have people coming here and shooting at us. And bombing us.
Cyril and his ministers need to find more diplomatic ways to de-escalate the situation because right now tensions are quite high. People are throwing out accusations and threats. If not handled correctly, it could lead to a full-scale war, which is, I'm sure a lot of people in South Africa don't want that.
And we're not people who start wars.
It's interesting to see what's going to happen in the next couple of days, how Cyril will respond to what the Rwandan president said. But my personal view, let's not escalate this any further. let's try keep this as civil as possible. And in fact, if possible, like Cyril should just basically withdraw the soldiers, because now soldiers are being targeted for trying to keep the peace there, as if they are engaging in warfare. So now the rules of engagement have changed. It's changed. Now people are gonna get targeted there now. They see a South African soldier. It's war.
It's war.
Like they're gonna get targeted.
They are the enemy now. It's shifted from DRC.
So I think they should consider stuff like withdrawing troops, you know, minimizing casualties and all that kind of stuff like that. But if push comes to shove, if push comes to shove,
it's on site. It's on site.
We can go there. If push comes to shove, because
come on.
We're very capable of handling our own. So I don't know why the Rwandan president is even suggesting a full-scale war, or even like a confrontation on the battlefield. I don't even know why he's suggesting that, when he could have just spoken to Cyril on the side and told him that he's not happy about his comments. Why he's putting it out there in public, I don't know. But we'll see how this plays out. You guys just let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
Check you guys in the next one.